best of national, local, international news and sport. Tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's exactly 1 minute gone past 9 a.m. Good morning and thank you for joining us in today's edition of the News Punch, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilori. This is where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman, and here are the stories making the waves across the world. In Nigeria, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reassured Nigerians of his plans towards birthing a new and better Nigeria via his incoming administration. The former Lagos State governor gave the assurance in a tweet on his verified Twitter handle while thanking Nigerians for the warm welcome he received yesterday when he landed in Abuja from France. Tinubu, who traveled to France on March 22nd to rest and plan his transition program, returned to the country yesterday's evening. Still in Nigeria, the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, has said the federal government may commence evacuation of citizens in Sudan this morning. The chairman, Abike Dabiri Erewa, gave the hint in an interview with BBC Africa yesterday amid fears for nationals trapped by the war. The official said it is dangerous to try to move thousands of people out of a war zone without clearance from factions at loggerheads. And on the foreign scene, the Prime Minister of Japan, Fumio Kishida, has said the country has evacuated 45 nationals and their spouses from Sudan and temporarily closed its embassy. He said 4 other Japanese had also been able to travel from Sudan to Djibouti and Ethiopia with the help from France and international organizations. Hours later, Kishida added that another 8 Japanese had left from Sudan, also with French help. And lastly, in the world of sports, Manchester United has sweating on Bruno Fernandes's fitness ahead of their crucial Premier League clash with Tottenham Hotspur on Thursday. Fernandes picked up an ankle injury during the first half of their FA Cup semi-final against Brighton on Sunday. The Red Devils boss, Eric Ten Hag, contemplated taking the midfielder off, but he insisted on playing on. And that's all we have for you on this morning's edition of the News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we take a look at some of the major stories making the rounds and we analyze them with our guest in the studio. To stay with us.
The major talking point in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, they want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, so help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Ilori, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
right, welcome back. It's exactly 5 minutes gone past 9 a.m. This is Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, and you're tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show. This program comes to you Monday to Friday, 9 a.m., and this is where we dissect issues making the rounds in Nigeria and across the globe. My name is Bisola Oduwole Suleiman. I'm your host this morning, and I have with me a guest in the studio. I have with me Barrister Paul Ajiroba. He's a legal practitioner, public affairs analyst, and a social commentator. A very good morning to you, Barrister Paul.
Wishes happy listening.
All right, it's good to have you in the studio
Thank
this
you very
morning.
much.
Now, what we're talking about this morning is something that affects Nigerians, that also affect people across the world. We have seen lots of people evacuating their nationals from Sudan. The war in Sudan is pretty much in the news. It's something everyone is talking about and every country is concerned about at this point in time. Countries of the world are making frantic efforts to evacuate their citizens from the country. Nigerians, like others, are doing their best, our best in this regard. Many felt this is a slow process compared to how other countries have been doing theirs. We've heard in the news lots of stories about how different countries have been evacuating their nationals from Sudan. The chairman CEO, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCAM, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, gave an update on the effort of the government so far. While giving the updates on Channels Television's lunchtime politics yesterday, she gave a catchy data on the situation in Sudan. 5 million Nigerians live in Sudan, excluding the over 2,000 students. According to her, Nigerians constitute half of Sudan's population. Let's listen to Abike Dabiri and we'll be right back.
Well, our priority first are the students. So there's a list of the students with their institutions, with their phone numbers, and it runs into thousands actually. Now, can I tell you something? I'm almost, if I say this, you think we have about 5 million Nigerians in Sudan. Half of the population of Sudan are Nigerians. And we've almost said it, it's just that this diaspora thing, every time you talk about UK, US, we have a lot of them on the African continent. And in Sudan, I'm telling you, they make up almost 5 million in the Sudan because a lot of them migrated and ended up staying there, and they are Nigerians.
All right, and that was Abike Dabiri was speaking there. This update actually makes us check on the strengths of the nation in terms of GDP and other economic factors like human and natural resources ranking against Sudan. Apologies if it sounds disrespectful, but Nigeria actually stands higher compared to Sudan. Many thought Nigerians only seek for better economic gains in European countries and America alone. So I'm sure this fact that we gave you this morning is quite shocking. We have 5 million Nigerians, excluding some other people that were not even counted, live in Sudan. Just like Abike Dabiri said, Nigerians are scattered more in Africa, but that's just the figure. We are focusing on Sudan this morning. Now let's quickly talk about the primary factors that precede the decision to migrate to other countries. What are these major factors that make people want to leave their country and move to other countries?
Thank you very much. If Abike Dabiri can say that 5 million Nigerians are there and we constitute like half of the population, I think from analysis or statistical sense, Sudan may not be up to population of Lagos State and some state like that. Now, one of the factors includes there is no better future for an average Nigerian if we don't have plans to restructure what is going on in this country, especially the younger generations. And when I mean younger generation, I'm talking from the angle from below 50 years. Now, and that's the major reason why people are just traveling out of this nation or migrating. Someone said there is difference between traveling out and Japa. And when I asked him, he said 30 years ago people travel out with a particular mission, aim, and vision.
Okay.
That they know that within the space of like 10 years, they are already made. But now people are just going out without direction of what they are going to do.
They just want to live.
Now, and secondly, the insecurity in this nation is something else. Another factor includes the injustice. You know, in this nation, if you are not rich or wealthy or connected, you are on your own. And it's one of the factors. People will feel that, let me go for a better place or go to a better place where I feel that I will be secured if my nation doesn't appreciate me. And besides, there are some people that are even gifted when it comes to academic intellectualism or skills that here in Nigeria we don't even appreciate them. Getting to other nations, they are being appreciated, and there's nowhere in this all over the world, whether Africa or any continent, that we don't see an average Nigerian excelling there, whether in business, whether in academics, whether in technology, whether in science, whether in law, whether in medicine or anything we can think of. These are the factors that makes people migrating. But I do tell people that, you see, let's be sincere with ourselves. There is no nation at one point or the other that has never been challenged before. The so-called UK, Canada, US people are running to, at a point in time, they are being challenged. But the question is that, what is the problem? Let's find a solution to our problem. Now, if 5 million people, excluding 2,000 Nigerian students, are in a particular nation, it means we have to come back to the round table in Nigeria and discuss what is even our problem. Why are people jetting out? Is it that we don't have the resources? Is it that we don't have human capacity? Is it that is our lack of discipline that's causing the problem? Corruption, nepotism, and some other things that's let's give a lasting solution to it. Because there's no home like your home, or there's no place like your home. You spend now. Sudanese are evacuating some nationals that because to me I think they are causing nuisance. Go back to your nation, go and develop your nation, and that's the problem now that we have in this country.
All right. Now you mentioned something. Now when you were talking, you said we should sit down and take a look at the problem. Is it that we do not know the problem? Because these problems, I must say, have been lingering for a very long time. From the generation of our parents until now, is it that we do not know what the problems are, or we're yet to find solutions to the problem? What exactly is the issue here?
I may agree partially that maybe we know or we do not know. Sorry to say for using this statement. An average Nigerian is an hypocrite. Sorry for this statement. Why did I say so? If I'm there, my brother is there, everything he's doing is the best, regardless of what he's doing. If my brother or I'm not there, everything that person is doing is not doing anything. And that's where the problem comes from. Tribalism and religious problem. Until we find a lasting solution to it, I don't think we can move forward in this nation. I don't think we can move forward in this nation. You see, let me in developed nations, they don't care about tribalism or religion. We pray too much in this country. We see God too much in this, but we are godless. So the problem is, you see, the next administration coming up May 29. We have seen a lot of manifesto campaigns. So is what is even our problem? Let's identify it, and let's be sincere with ourselves. I always tell people, until you are sincere with the challenges you want to confront, we are going nowhere in this nation. We will still be recycling the same thing, That's the problem we have.
All right, Barrister Paul Ajiroba, we need to go on a short time. Okay. But when we come back, we still need to talk about this jab thing, because it's surprising that we can have 5 million Nigerians in Sudan, in an African country. A lot of times we feel they are all going to European countries, they're seeking for greener pastures in other big countries and well-developed countries. But sometimes we have some people here in Africa. What does this say about our development as a nation? Then can we say we have enough for Nigerians to evolve in their fatherland? But let's hold that thought. When we come back, we will be talking about this. Just stay with us. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Keep in touch with us from any part of the world. log on to our website www.diamondfm.net or download our app Diamond FM on Google Play Store or Apple Store.
Welcome to Confidence Microfinance Bank Limited. Which one you want among all these are partnership opportunities? We do for our customers. Shana SME loan. We do for small scale and small businesses them from 500,000 naira and above, or quick loan will be sharp loan for workers with the collect salary. Short term loan day, overdraft day, and asset acquisition where if you take buy property where you go to pay back small self tanda ayua loan day for market men and women demo we then go to pay back like daily, weekly, or monthly contribution. It never finish. Savings account day, current account day, fixed deposit save day with better interest plus including target savings account where you fit take the same money for children's school fees, Christmas or Ileya festival.
True. I been hey my neighbor for market they collect.
You see the reason I'm not so you no need to get account before you enjoy this bountiful opportunity. Workers Church they come Confidence Microfinance Bank Limited. Where the number 156 Ibrahim Taiwo Road opposite GT Bank, Taiwoke, Ilorin. Some of them call on 09037 02 3015 or make you reach them on www.confidencebank.ng. Confidence Microfinance Bank.
Diamond FM, your one-stop dial.
Welcome back from That's Your Time Out. You're still tuned in and listening to the Diamond Breakfast Show, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. And I still have my guest in the building, Barrister Paul Ajiroba. And before I went on the break, I asked you a question about this old Japa thing. What does it say about our development as a nation? Having people move from Nigeria to other African countries, sometimes countries that are not even as developed or as blessed as Nigeria. Then, do we also have enough as a country for Nigerians to actually grow in this country?
Of course, we have enough. God really bless us in every angle we can think of.
So why are our people moving to other countries?
The problem is social injustice. You see, let me tell you something. Until we bridge the gap between the upper class, someone said we don't have upper, middle, and lower any longer. We just have, it's either you are the upper class or lower class. Until we bridge that gap between the upper class and the lower class, I don't think we are going anywhere in this country. In developed nation, the richer you are, the more you pay the tax. But the fact is the case in Nigeria, the poorer you are, the more you pay the tax. Even the rich here in Nigeria, they have a way of invading the so-called tax. In other words, it means that it's the poor people that have been feeding the so-called rich people or upper class people in this country. So until we bridge that gap, let me tell you something. I do say something. It's not a must you must be educated before you can reap the dividend of democracy in Nigeria. But the system doesn't allow it. It's not you know the right set of person. Once you have the capacity and the competence to deliver until you get what you want, maybe contract or any. But the Nigerian system doesn't allow it. That's why people are moving to a system that appreciates the gift and the talent they have, regardless of who you are and where you are coming from. So this next administration, I've said it times in that number, we know our problem, but we should not be hypocritical about it. Let's find a lasting solution to it. There is no place like home. In Sudan, we have the half of the population of Sudan. Congratulations. One day, the government will decide, because they will not allow the so-called foreigners to take charge of the system. So that's the problem we are, and that's why the problem is social injustice. Regardless of who I am, whether I'm from the minority group, if I apply for something, regardless of who is there, if I'm the most competent person, I think I should be given. But the Nigerian system doesn't allow that.
All right, now still talking about the Nigerian system. No university in Sudan made it to the top 80 schools in Africa. And yet we have our students, over 2,000 students, studying currently in Sudan. Beyond the present war situations, is it the right time to set things right here in this country?
I think this is the right time. This is the right time. Ask an average graduate or undergraduate, 90% of them, after graduating from school, what is the next thing? Japa. That's why I said there is a difference between traveling out and Japa. Now with Japa, 20, 30 years ago, we travel out. So because the system, they have said their elder brothers, elder sister, 5, 10 years, they are still recycling the same position, is it the same way I'm also going to be? So we have the talent, we have everything we need to move this nation forward. But because of sentiments, greed, selfishness, we are not moving forward. And it's until we have a system that I said it earlier on that bridge the gap between the upper class and the lower class, I think we may not go anywhere.
All right. We have a new administration coming in really soon. What will be your advice to them on some socio-economic issues or crises that have enveloped the development of the country?
First, let's tackle insecurity. Let's strengthen our institution, from the educational sector to judicial sector to security system. And let's base anything we want to do, let's base it on competence, and it's not a matter of who knows who. That is when we are going to grow in this country.
So do you think if all this is put in place, people will stay put in their country?
Of course. Why people jetting out is anyone jetting traveling out or going anywhere in this country, it's one priority that I want to prosper in life, nothing more. It's not that they are thinking of making prosperity. So when the avenue is not there, you look for an alternative. Once there's a conducive environment for that, people doesn't have choice to come back. We have it. It's 1960s. I can still recall. I did my research. The so-called white woman, Queen Elizabeth, came to UCH in Ibadan for treatment.
Wow.
It's on record.
But when the doctors there at the time,
during the 1970s, when Gowon was ruling, our currency was stronger than this dollar, pounds, and so many other things. It's still the same Nigeria. The same Nigeria. What has gone wrong? Gowon even said it's not that the problem we have is not money, but how to spend it. But now, it's still the same. I always ask myself question that what has really gone wrong in this nation? If we have done it before, we can still do it now.
All right, let's take some reactions via WhatsApp, text messages, or calls. You can call us on 08 000 887 887, or better still 08 000 887 887, or 091 3655 6952. And then you send in your reactions via our WhatsApp platform, 09136 556864. That is the number to send in your text messages or your WhatsApp messages to. Let's see if we can take a couple of calls right now before we go into the next topic. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Alagbado.
All right, it's good to have you on the program. Please go ahead.
Yes, I want to appreciate your analysis, sincere analysis. You know, he made mention about during the time of Gowon how the country was faring. The problem we have majorly now is that the crops of the we have now, they are not patriotic. If you look at them during the time of Gowon and other past leaders, they were not going abroad for treatment. Not sending their treatment abroad to go and study. But look at most of our leaders now. About 99% of them, their children are abroad. Everything about them is abroad. Look at what the former deputy president is going to abroad now. That his daughter was studying abroad. She had people that they wanted to do it abroad. And this is the same senator that we had about 4 billion was earmarked for standard of citizens to be built in his constituency. He hates the money. So the problem is we need people who are really patriotic, who really love this country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 09136556952, 08 000 887 887. And in case you're trying to call in and you can't get through, send us text messages or WhatsApp messages via this number, 0913655696864. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Victor calling from Eleko.
All right, Victor, it's good to have you. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, your case advice, I promise that what you would advise to call it the incoming administration. My advice to them would be obey the rule of law, then let there be justice. You see, when people see that there are justice, when people see the government obeying the rule of law, then they will have confidence.
Right.
But when Supreme Court will decide and then the executive will disagree, then obviously from the people, let them obey the rule of law and then give us justice. That would be my advice. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. What is the way forward at this point in time? What can we do to ensure that we have a better Nigeria? And let's also look at the consequences of this Jackpot syndrome on our growth as a nation. 09136556952 0808887 Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Ola.
Ola, please speak up.
Yes. Thank you.
All
Now,
right.
I just want to speak on this issue of Japa because I mean, I studied in the UK and US.
All right.
And I think I've been around in the whole country. I mean, in many other African countries also, where I have worked with World Health Organization, so I know some few things.
All right.
Now, my own opinion about this syndrome, because as I am right now, I have a lot of Nigerians who travel out because I'm a health practitioner.
All right.
But I want to say something that it's not everybody that travels out traveled because of problems. There are many Nigerians who deliberately sold their properties because we have an opinion that once you are out there abroad, life is rosy. But if I give you my own personal experience, the way I work while in the UK is not the way I work in Nigeria. I work back-breaking job. Here, I've got time for myself. I've got time to plan for myself. I've got time to even do other businesses which I can't do back in the UK. Then you ask me, why do I keep coming back home? Because I've been going out, in and out of the country now since 1997. But I keep coming back because I know there are opportunities. So it's about values that you give to yourself.
All right.
I've got all the opportunities to stay back in the UK, but why am I still here in Nigeria? Because I keep making progress. I go there, study, acquire knowledge, come back home, come and put it down, implement it. Nigeria isn't as bad as we created it. We create the wrong impression about our country.
All right.
Sometimes the countries you will find Nigerians living are worse than us, but they are not japping. They are not running away. But rather, yes, we are there. We want to exploit this system. We love money. We want to make it big. We don't believe that we need to work steady. But I believe that most of the problem we've got is not all about the system that is bad, because there are many other countries that are worse than us, and their people are not doing what we are doing. But our value system.
Right.
So I'm only using myself as an example that I keep coming back and I keep making progress within this system because I study this system. I look at what do we have, what we don't have. I met many Nigerians in the UK that I'll tell them, why don't you go back home? But they will tell me, I've been here. What people say about me?
All right.
What people talk about me? Because they have given the impression once I get there within 1 year, I'm going to be a billionaire. But I'm telling you the truth. I work a back-breaking job while I'm there. I don't have time for anything. I have more time for myself here in Nigeria than I am over there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that example. You have something to say, Gareth?
This man is a very patriotic Nigerian. I don't want to say some things earlier on so that people, an average you that want to japa by all means, say this man is discouraging us. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. You see, the problem we have with the youth now, younger generation, is that we just want to make it within a twinkling of an eye. And life is a process. It's not a program. The nation you are running to, they pass through some processes before they get to where they are going to. Ask an average graduate now, just graduating from higher institution, what do you want to start as your startup pay? You will not be talking of 500,000. Life is not like that. And by that, you now ask them that what's the next thing? I want to japa. Even if it's for me washing plates, I know when I come back in the next 5 years, I become a billionaire. So I always keep quiet sometimes, so that they will face reality and know what is. But I do tell people, yes, we are being challenged. We are being challenged in the country now.
Right.
But the situation of things is that let's ask ourselves, what is the way forward? Is it running out of the challenges? Is it migrating? or finding lasting solution so that we can be envy to other nations.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Paul Ajiroba. Let me take this message. Now, this one says, it takes a leader with a very strong vision and determination to change a nation. Nigeria is yet to have a leader. We only have some set of people called politicians. A leader thinks of the next generation, but politicians think of the next election. We know the followers also have their own share of the problem in Nigeria. But if a leader is very determined, the followers have action. We know the followers also have their own share of the problem in Nigeria. But if a leader is very determined, the followers have no choice. Such a leader must be ready to sacrifice anything, including his life, if need be, to build a better nation. I pray we have such a leader who will force those be led to think in the right way, because right now Nigerians are not thinking right. Sorry to say. This is Ola from Airport. Okay, all right, we need to go on a short timeout. When we come back, we'll take more reactions, and then we go into the next segment of the program. We'll be having other guests join us in the program at that time, but just stay with us. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show. We'll be back.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Ara ríro kò sí mọ́, àwọn ká ti sá lọ, àrùnmọ́lẹ́gùn ẹ̀yìn dídùn làkúrẹ́ ìgbé, wọ́n ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí. Kára o lè pé bàmù rẹ̀ àtòrà dáadáa.
Kókó lára ọ̀tá le. Gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde. Kára o lè pè ń bà. Àtòrà wọ̀, àtòrà pẹ̀sẹ̀, àtòrà dáadáa. Kegun tó kegun náà. Kára o yá gágá. Ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́. Tẹ̀bá ti fi kára o lè pè ń bà rà. Lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun. Tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀. Òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá. Fi kára o lè pè ń bà wọ̀. Káì, ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala. Action, action. Ó jẹ́ àwọ̀ká àròmọ̀lẹ́gun. Làkúègbé, ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn. Kára o lè pè ń bà lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn. Agbára pọ̀, kára ó lè pè ń bá. Tuyi Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. Àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. Kára ó lè pè ń bá. Ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n. Kára ó lè pè ń bá. Ó kì í síbẹ̀.
Kára ó lè pè ń bá múre àtòrà dáadáa.
The federal government, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, announces the availability of COVID-19 and childhood vaccines nationwide. With the disturbing increase in reported cases of COVID-19 infections across Nigeria, protect yourself and loved ones from the harmful virus by getting vaccinated. Visit the nearest public or private health facility and mass vaccination sites today to receive the first, second, or booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines. COVID-19 vaccines are given to persons 18 years and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, while childhood vaccines are given to children from birth to 5 years for protection against polio, hepatitis, yellow fever, measles, meningitis, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. All vaccines are free, safe, and effective. For inquiries, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122.
This message is brought to you by the National Primary Health Development Agency in collaboration with the Nigerian Red Cross Society with support from the Africa CDC SLL program.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond887FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
All right, welcome back. Let's quickly take some reactions before we move into the next segment of the program. I still have with me Barrister Paul Ajiroba. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Taiwo. I'm calling from Taiwo.
All right, Taiwo from Taiwo. It's good to have you. Go ahead in a few seconds, please.
Yeah, I don't blame those Nigerians that love to japa. If I have opportunity, I will leave this country.
You don't mind leaving as well?
Let us ask ourselves. Since this present administration assume office, I'm talking about APC, 8 years, almost 6 years now, how many foreign investors can you tell me that they came to this Nigeria to come and invest their money? They didn't come because the policies and the situation in Nigeria does not allow them to come and invest in Nigeria. That's the fact. And if we don't have these people, how do you think the youth and the problem of unemployment can be solved? It can't. And has been achieved. 2 days ago, a report came out that we have lost, from 4,000 megawatts that they made in 2015, it has reduced. That's why we are having power problem up to today. So what are they been able to solve? How do you think the people of Nigeria can live? Or the one problem of unemployment can solve? And let us go to the area of corruption. In a situation whereby somebody is claiming during the coronavirus, he said they have spent billions of naira on school feeding program. Who are the people? Nothing has done up to today. Let us go to the Niger Delta ministry. That's how we see all these things. We are talking about corruption. In a situation whereby corruption has dominated every sectors of the economy, there is nothing good result you are going to achieve in such situation.
All right.
Bless them.
All right. Thank you so much. God bless you too, Taiwo from Taiwo. We need to wrap up. Barrister Paul Ajiroba, let me quickly take your final notes on this particular topic.
Well, what I would just say is that I still believe in this country. Do you know the reason I said I still believe in this country? Nigeria was once good, and we can even be better.
All right.
So it's just that we are being challenged by some leaders. Also a system that I think, and it's normal in life. There are phases in life that it will be good, it will be bad, and later on it will, even in personal lives.
All right.
So, and this is the time I think God is going to intervene in the affairs of this nation.
All right.
Ours is just to do what is right, not only calling on God all the time. The responsibility we need to take as human, we should also take it.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Paul Ajiroba, for coming in the studio this morning. We really do appreciate you. And this is where we go into the next segment of the program. We'll be having other guests join us. It's World Malaria Day, and we will be talking about World Malaria Day as the world celebrates World Malaria Day. But before we start this conversation, let's take a listen to the commentary on malaria. We'll be back.
Today's commentary is about the fight against malaria, as written by Sani Alausa Isa of our News and Current Affairs Department. I am Toby Adebisi. Today is World Malaria Day. Malaria is a preventable and treatable disease, yet it remains a major public health concern in Nigeria. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), Nigeria accounts for the highest number of malaria cases and deaths in the world, with an estimated 53 million cases and 81,640 deaths in 2020 alone. In 2023, the country accounts for 31.3% of the global malaria cases. This underscores the urgent need for concerted efforts to combat the disease.